Hello, hi everybody. This is Angie and this is Ashish.
Ashish.
So today we are going to review, not react, but review a movie that we watched yesterday night. We thought that we will come back and right after the movie we'll do the review, but it was too late and we were like so washed out. So we are doing this fresh in the morning. We had time to, yeah,
Reflect.
reflect on it and
Think
yeah, think
about it.
about it because this is a movie that requires you to do that. Because I had a, I had a different notion when I came out about the movie, but then I started thinking about it, and I'm like kind of I have a different view now, and I think it's the same with you, maybe similar, but in the opposite direction. So this is going to be interesting. I'm really interested to know what he's going to say today after all this mulling over the night. So basically, the movie that we are talking about is Malaikottai Valiban, starring Mohanlal and a lot of wonderful people, directed by Lijo Jose Pellicheri. The story is about Malaikottai Valiban. He is a Mallan. So Mallan is something equivalent to like a gladiator. The movie starts off with his different duels and conquest and kind of lays the basics of basis or foundation or give us the view of what this person is and what he is capable of. And he is definitely an excellent warrior. It is almost,
Undefeatable.
yeah, he's almost undefeatable, right? That's what he is, that's how he's shown as. Definitely it is a fantasy setting because this is a very fictitious place, as confirmed by Lijo and Mohanlal themselves, right? They said that it's like set kala desha illata, that's what Mohanlal says. That
Oh,
means
okay.
there is no time and place
Place.
for this, right? You
Yeah.
can just assume it wherever it
Right.
happens, right?
Right.
It's a very fantastical setting. We will talk about non-spoiler things, what we liked and what we did not like, and towards the end,
We'll give you a heads up before we do.
yeah, before we do the spoilers, let's talk about world building, right? So world building is basically, it's a western, it's a set, but it is also could be a colonial time period, even though they say there is no time and place because they talk about Portuguese, right? So that's not a spoiler because you see them in the trailer also. um yeah, you wanted to say something about western.
Yeah. I was recently, for the last a month or so, I was binging on all the old
Yeah,
Clint
yeah,
Eastwood
yeah,
movies.
I know, remember.
The last movie I watched was Fistful Dollars, if I'm not wrong. Again, that's a Clint Eastwood movie. The movie, I mean, the vibes were pretty much the same, especially the cowboy music, the guitar music. Every time
Ta-da-da!
when Valiban comes on screen, and that's just that music in itself goes to show that he is unbeatable, right? That's the music you get when there is a unbeatable cowboy standing with his hands near his pistol, So,
It definitely has that
yeah,
Western
and
feeling.
especially the setting too, the location that they have shot, which is Rajasthan, if I'm not wrong.
First thing that you will notice, and I think even remember about this movie, would be its visuals.
Yeah,
Because LJP tells his story through his visuals
yeah,
more than his dialogues, more than his music. Like,
yeah,
okay, these are all complementary aspects that he adds on top of his visuals.
yeah.
And that way of visual storytelling is so evident in this movie, right?
Right.
And yesterday night when I was, thinking about this movie, I thought that, okay, this could be a silent movie, like a full color silent movie, and still we will get the message of the movie,
Yeah,
right? You will, I mean, I'm just exaggerating and telling, but it could be,
yeah,
right? It could be like that because he has done it so well visually.
right.
Sometimes you don't need the dialogue. Sometimes I felt, even we will come to the dialogues later, but sometimes I felt that some dialogues were not even necessary to convey what he was conveying because his visuals were so perfect on screen.
Absolutely, bang on. I mean, It was typical LJP shots when you saw the movie, and especially when silence is used so much. Also, if you watch, or at least all most of the LJP movies that we have watched, you don't see a dialogue per se. It's a conversation happening. It's something they're talking. You don't see a mass dialogue or
Because
a
his movies were never mass.
exactly, and it's not LJP style at all.
Yeah. Then color palette, we talked about it. Beautiful, right?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Some oh my God, some sequences were so beautifully shot. So color palette, costumes also on point. I
Yeah.
really like Danish's.
Oh, Danish was
Yeah, we'll come to him later.
yeah,
So costume was really good,
yeah.
and then yeah. So that's all about world building as such.
Can we just give a huge shout out to the hero of the movie?
Yeah, please.
Our action, whoever the action director is, the action choreography, the
Okay, so you
action
want to talk
sequence.
about action.
Yeah,
Okay. So action, yes, it's oh God, there was this first fight
yeah,
where he stands kind of vertical, kind of horizontal to the ground,
yeah,
holding the. Oh my God, that scene was like hooting like crazy. It was.
yeah,
There were so many action sequences where like the way he tries to entangle him with a scarf
yeah.
in the beginning, that big guy.
His entry fight, uh, I immediately jumped into a judgment when I saw him be a little bit drunk and when he was swaying a little. I'm like, okay, this is a drunken monkey style. But yes, it was just that part. And after that, it was entirely a different
Different
thing,
thing.
right? I mean, there is a hint and there is a pinch of everything. There is a pinch of martial arts, there is a pinch of MMA, there is a pinch of new age action.
Yeah, yeah,
The varieties of the action,
correct.
it's just not blazing guns and the I don't know if it is a spoiler, the gun part.
It is a spoiler.
It is a spoiler, right? So there is a surprise. Ideally, someone would think that would be the final climax fight,
Yeah.
but there is so much to the movie after that. But action sequences, I liked a lot of it, especially with those two couples, the
Yeah, the Firan
Portuguese
couple.
couple.
Portuguese couple, yeah.
Yeah. So the Portuguese couple, that fight was kick ass.
Shaolin, what is that called?
Shaolin Temple.
Shaolin Temple.
Yeah.
Not Shaolin Temple.
Shaolin Soccer,
Shaolin Soccer,
Temple.
yeah.
There are a lot of movies. And
I felt so many times that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, that's about action. Then music and sound. Okay. So I liked it. Sometimes it was like
Amazing.
amazing, and sometimes it was like not needed, I felt. And also I thought that he overused silence sometimes, because I love silence in movies. I'm a person who loves silence in movie, but I did not like that. So like we were waiting for things to happen, and also when silence is happening on the screen, there is also slow motion happening, and you're waiting for something to happen, and it's not happening, and I was like so impatient, and it happened so multiple times, and it frustrated me.
Yeah.
And now I'm jumping on to another topic quickly,
Yeah.
and that is my biggest. Okay, maybe I'll talk about in the negative. Anyways, so music, I think it was okayish. It could have been better. I wanted better songs.
Yeah, I don't remember any song.
Any songs. I like the last songs when the title was rolling, the rap kind of thing. I tried to search it on Amazon Music and Spotify and all that. I couldn't find it. We need to find that, because I really like that part. And I like that rock song also, that when they drink the arak and
Arak.
sing. So that was good. But again, yeah, especially the. I think that Malayalam movies make great. Malayalam industry makes great movies,
Not mass movies.
but yeah, when it comes to that, I don't know. These song numbers sometimes we somewhere fall short. Like I don't know. I was not satisfied with the songs, but that's okay. That's a minor gripe, because the story still progresses well enough and keeps you engaged without those also. So it's fine.
there was not just silence, sometimes there was awkward silence, even in theater, right? I mean, it was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
quiet for a very long time,
Yeah.
and yeah, you're right that he overused it in this movie,
Okay.
and the musician could have done a better job.
Then dialogues. Dialogues, I felt um, a bit too inconsistent in terms of dialects. Maybe you will did not catch it because
Right.
you don't know the language, but I did, and some were too informal and somewhere like a little bit formal. So I didn't know where it landed. So that was kind of awkward for me.
Which one?
Then this dialect part when it was not consistent, right?
Hmm,
So
hmm, hmm, hmm.
right, and then there was a scene at the jail, right? There was this prison, all these slaves standing.
It's not a spoiler.
No, no,
Okay.
okay, and prisoners, let's say.
Hmm,
All these
hmm,
prisoners were
hmm,
standing,
hmm,
and he was looking into the distance, and everybody else is silent, and only he is speaking.
hmm.
And the words he spoke, I mean, it was like very dramatic. Okay, I think it could be because the whole movie, like we discussed yesterday, can be a drama, like an on-screen
It is.
drama,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like the old school drama that you see, which I
Yeah.
really love. I love, we
Yeah.
call it Malayalam, we call it Nadagam.
Yeah.
So it felt something like that.
Right.
So that's why maybe the dialogues were feeling dramatic. I heard some reviewers commenting that it's like a ballet. Do you know what a ballet is?
Ballet.
No, not in Malayalam. There is something called
Oh,
ballet.
okay. Okay.
I will show you. It's like this over dramatic stage performance,
Okay.
something like drama itself.
Okay.
Over the top dialogues and all that. So acting. So
Acting. Yeah. Yeah.
acting, Mohanlal. Okay. Oh my God.
Hmm.
He has delivered 100% and more than that when it comes to acting. What was expected out of him, what was given to him, he has delivered. Okay, and I could not just find any fault with his acting. Even, with his body type, he comes across so well, agile. He looks so agile and
Flexible.
fluid. Yeah. So I totally. And okay, maybe I'm a Lalitan fan, I'm biased, but I tried to be not biased with Danish Seth. Amazing delivery. What a
Yeah.
performance. I from the things that we have or stuffs that we have seen about him
Yep.
and what he has delivered here, it's so starkly different, but he delivered.
He when Mohanlal told in that interview that he's done a very good job, he's acted very well. Coming that from
That's a high
Mohanlal
praise. I mean, it
is
couldn't go,
extraordinary.
yeah, it couldn't get better.
And I thought, okay, he might be kind. He may have been kind enough to say that on the interview. So that's what I thought. But then I saw his acting on the movie. He's done a very, very good job. I was really, really impressed. I was not expecting that Danish is going to act that well. And I was also wondering, he's casted opposite Mohanlal and he's a villain. I was like, okay, all right, what did LJP see in Danish?
Yeah, I'm really
You know?
wondering that. Yeah, and that was a good casting. Extras, oh my God. Okay, ladies, I have nothing to say. They were
There are
just
like
there.
handful of them.
Yeah, and
4
they
or
were
5.
just there.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, they don't have cause any significant thing to the plot. Okay, I just
Like
don't
all
want.
LJP movies.
Yeah, I just don't want to talk about it. But then extras, oh my God, they were so bad.
Yeah.
The extras, if you see in the, and you can actually see them
Looking
and
at the
notice them
camera.
because most of the movie is in slow motion. So you will look at the screen and every single thing in the screen, and you see these extras doing bad acting, and it like stays with you. Okay, so I oh my God, just
You're
that's
not
another big gripe with the movie.
you're not going to let go of that slow-mo, are you?
No, because no, I'll talk about it more later
No, no,
on.
even it got me too. It got
Yeah.
me too. I was like, oh my God,
Just
let him fall.
yeah, like he takes 10 minutes to fall down,
Yeah.
like in slow motion, and there is no music. Story flows naturally. I understand that there. Basically, it follows Valiban doing his duels and conquest, moving from place to place, and that's the first half. I feel that the first half could have been condensed a little bit.
Less
Removing the slow mos.
slow-mos.
Okay, and then second half, I love the twist, I love the reveals, they were awesome. I think the movie stands on the second half, right? That's what made it worth for me to watch the movie, especially the last 20 minutes or
30,
something.
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, final scene, oof. Oh my
Epic.
god, epic. And guys, there is going to be a part 2.
Yep, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, because that's also very important when we talk about the movie as a whole.
Yeah.
Why the whole perspective of how we see this movie will change
In the last 5 minutes.
once you know that there is a part 2, right? Because when we come to know, oh, there is a part 2, then this makes sense.
This is
Something like that.
exactly what happened to me. So while we are on this topic, I just want to put it out there because I came in and I sat down to the movie assuming that it's one
Standalone movie, yeah.
and there is no second part or anything. So you didn't tell me that there is a part 2 coming until post interval.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so there is already an interval here. We have not even finished 30% of the movie, 40% of the storytelling or whatever. So I was like, okay, what are we waiting for then? And then you tell me that there is a part 2 coming. And then my mind is, okay, all right, now I can understand this, the slowness, the build up. Knowing part 2 is coming will change your perspective, and especially the last 5 minutes, that last shot. That's crazy, which is amazing. Yeah.
So coming into issues, non-spoiler issues, one thing I felt that with some of the characters, I did not feel any connection, which we should have felt. For example, the whole fight inside the fort, we are supposed to empathize with these prisoners, right? But I didn't feel that. Like I didn't connect anything with them. Of course, they are, oppressed and all that, but I didn't. And then he will say he's the guy who freed them. So I didn't feel that elation when they were freed,
Yeah.
and a sense of achievement by the
Yeah. They shot them
protagonist.
in the jail for in 2 shots, and the next shot they were out of the
Out
jail.
of it, yeah. So
That's it.
kind of like that. Maybe it was not too much relevant to the story because they're telling
Yeah,
Valiban's story, not their
exactly.
story.
At least you remember that. I don't even remember that. I mean, those have just passed my
Past,
mind.
yeah, because that's not at all relevant
Yeah.
in that. Maybe that's the reason he made that choice.
Yeah.
And again, I talked about extras. The problem had, and my biggest gripe with this movie is the slow motions. Like, let it be Western or anything, but this was overdone. Really, really overdone. Stylistically, this is a very different movie. It has a I
Traditional, right?
I no you I don't see any movie that I can in India that was made this way. We cannot put it in a genre. It is a template of its own. It's a LJP template.
Right.
Okay, you can call it Western, but is it purely Western?
No.
No. So it demands a lot out of you to come out, sit in the theater and experience an experiment. That's what it's asking us.
No.
Before we get into the spoiler section, we want to say for people who haven't watched it and are going to drop off now, go and watch the movie. It's definitely worth the watch in a theater. You can enjoy many things in the movie. There might be some things that will frustrate you, like the ones that we discussed, like overuse of slow-mo and
Slow-mo.
things like that, and things not happening and things being too slow, the lag, etc. But it's still good because Mohan second half has so much more to offer you.
Yep.
So watch it and let us know what you thought about the movie. Moving on to spoilers, we don't have many spoiler discussions, but a couple of them.
Yeah.
Danish is following this master INR and he's telling that, hey, I know that you have a secret and it's time to reveal, or someday it has to come
No,
out.
he specifically says, how long will you keep the secret? When will you tell him? So my question is, how does Danish knows about it?
Correct.
And why is he talking to him?
Yeah.
Okay, because in the end, they will still sit there and, they'll talk and Danish will tell him, right? I'm just wondering who is more vicious, you or me. Right. So whether if these two guys have any kind of a history because they know each other.
Don't know.
I
And
don't think
so
so.
that is something maybe they will show in part two how
Right.
Danish Kim, comes to know about it.
The better.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing. Like, how did he know? Like, what
Right.
secret he's keeping? There is a scene where he has a dream. This Ayanar, who is Valiban's master, he's sleeping and he has a dream of this
Giant
giant something,
mountain
some
man.
being, yeah. And that scene was epic.
Epic, yeah.
There was also a scene where they show the moon and a moonlit night sky, and
Yeah.
there is a cloud that's moving, but the shape of the cloud is a man
Man
sitting
sitting on
on
the
a horse.
horse.
Uh, Beautiful visuals, guys. And towards the end also, right when we have this
His father.
yeah, so his you will see a feet
Yeah.
landing, and then the next feet lands on the next hill or the next mountain.
Mountain. Yeah.
That was, I loved it.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of the whole movie.
Yeah. The last 5 minutes.
Yes, and I like the fact that his father is also going to be played by Mohanlal.
Right.
I don't know if it will be a CGI because he looks so jacked up,
Ripped.
right? Yeah, he looked ripped. So, with the
In the end,
dreadlocks and all of.
the conclusion that we came after watching the movie is that the INR will still win. Right? Because
Yeah.
he's finally, turned son against father.
Yeah.
Or
So whoever dies, he wins.
he wins.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't know if that is what is going to happen.
Give us a twist,
Yeah. So
LJP, please.
this is what I was wondering. So when he did all those stunts, extraordinary stunts, flying from where he's standing and everything. So I was just wondering, okay,
How can he do that?
yeah, how can he do that? And it is so impossible, and nobody else is able to do it. So there is a reason why he's winning all the fights and everything, right? Because he has this extra power. So he has to meet his match, and then show that whether if he can win it or not. Right. So he's finally going to meet his match, which is his father in the end. So we'll know in the next movie.
Overall, if you ask me, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5. And because
Generous.
no, I enjoyed the movie because even it's making me think even now about so many things in the movie. So no, I think it's not generous. I think it is quite balanced. I think there were like my gripe with the movie is mostly the stylistic choice that he made than the actual story of the movie, right? Because I enjoy a good fantasy movie and this fantasy story, and this is a fantasy story. I like that. I like magical beings. I like all these kind of fantastical elements in my novel and my stories. What do you rate?
I would give it a good solid 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not far off from me. Then why do you call me
I
generous?
want to give it 2.5.
Okay.
But I'll still go ahead and give it 3 because it is for LJP. I am hoping the second one, if at all it does, it blows our mind because I'm thinking, according to LJP, this is the first half of the movie. The second half is about to come.
Yeah.
So this is the interval shot for him.
Yeah.
For us it's a full movie, and we cannot talk this as a standalone movie because knowing that there is a part 2 coming. So I think we'll have to wait, not jump into conclusion and say it is a good movie, bad movie, hence the 2.5 to 3 that I went. So I'm hoping the part 2 will turn the tables around and we'll be like, oh yeah, see, we didn't see that, that is why this is here. I hope that happens. So yeah, that is my take on the movie.
Watch it. It is worth it. Thanks, guys, for watching this review. We will see you soon. Until then,
Bye bye.
take care.